AITA for not wanting my dad to walk me on my senior night since he won't let me move back in? Okay, so first off, I do feel bad about complaining about all of this. I'm just a middle-class American teenager, like I have a car and both my parents are well off and own homes. I'm not living in Gaza or anything terrible like that. I get it. But I'm 18F and a senior in high school, I have straight A's and a full ride to a university next year. It's not my dream school, but I know I'll end up going there because the economy is terrible and while my parents are okay money-wise, free is free. My parents are divorced and remarried, my dad has been with my stepmom for a while and my mom and stepdad have been together about 5 years. A few months ago I was diagnosed with a tick-borne disease and can't have red meat products. It's terrible and I get so sick if I have anything. I miss steak. But a few weeks ago, the night before a dance, my dad was making dinner. I was at his house on one of the days I normally wouldn't be because my mom was out of town and I don't like staying alone. He made my little brother's favorite meal that I didn't know had beef stock in it. Just to clarify, since I'd never read the meal I asked if it was okay to eat and he said yes. Later when I got sick he checked the recipe again and felt terrible and admitted there was beef stock and he forgot. That's obviously not his fault but later when I was sick we started fighting about the dance. I got super sick and had to miss my senior fall dance. Which I know isn't the end of the world, but it really felt like it was and I got into a huge fight with my dad. He called me spoiled and high maintenance, and I know I said things like I hate him and he doesn't care about me and left to stay at my mom's. We'd fought before, and I'd cooled off and went back to his house on my normal day, thinking we'd just apologize to one another like normal but when I got there he told me that he'd packed up my room into trash bags and that he wasn't going to take abuse from his adult child. I thought he was joking but he wasn't. I was crying a bunch and my stepmom was yelling at my dad. She gave me one of her credit cards and told me to call her if I ever needed anything and I've been staying at my mom's ever since. Which isn't great. She and her husband kind of do their own thing and I just feel like I bother them. I recently broke up with my boyfriend, too, and he's been kind of bothering me and I asked my dad to tell him to stop but he told me I needed to deal with my own issues on my own. So I asked my stepdad which was embarrassing because I don't know him very well and I don't know if he even fixed the situation and seemed annoyed until my mom finally talked to my ex. He finally left me alone, but now his friends keep messing with me online and in person at school. My senior night for my team is this weekend. I wanted my dad there and told him I'd buy him lunch this past weekend to talk. I told him I knew that what I said was wrong and I wasn't trying to make excuses but I was feeling so bad and was so upset about the dance, and him calling me high maintenance and spoiled also hurt. He said he knew that emotions were high, but I was an adult now and actions had consequences. I get that. But if I was the first teenager to fight with her parents I would understand. I'm a good kid. I have a scholarship and a job and I know kids who have gotten like DUIs and their parents still love them and let them live with them. He said he loved me, but I needed to learn consequences and that he'd still go to my senior night but I told him don't bother. I had wanted all 4 of them to walk me but now I just want to walk myself. I don't feel supported by any of them and just paid and went to leave. He told me that if I didn't let him walk me at my senior night I could kiss ever moving back in with him ever again. I told him that was fine, I was just so done trying to convince him that I was worthy of living in his house. If my parents weren't divorced it wouldn't even be a question if I'm allowed to live with my own dad. I'm fine with my decision, I have so many other things going on. My ex's friends are giving me problems, I'm playing like garbage anyways and will probably be benched soon so it doesn't matter. But my grandparents and even my stepmom have called and asked me to answer my dad's calls and talk to him and have said that I've upset him. I'm not trying to upset them, but I just am not in a good place to deal with all of this with him right now and don't want anyone there. There's a part of me that doesn't even want to walk that night. Update. I know it's been a while since I posted about my senior night. But basically I, F18, got into a fight with my dad because he forgot there was something I was allergic to in the dinner he made and I had to miss my dance, and he kicked me out to live with my mom. He got super mad when I told him he wasn't going to walk with me at my senior night. Anyways, I didn't even end up going and kind of forgot about it. Not to be super woke or anything, JK I love being woke lol, but trigger warning. My coach isn't like a super nice guy or anything, but my ex's friends, the ones who had been harassing after my mom had finally gotten my ex to leave me alone, me accidentally did so in front of him. They were punished and I was really hoping that would be the end of it. But it wasn't, and a few days later when I wasn't at school they did something bad. I don't want to elaborate, and they were arrested, and the ones whose parents could afford to have them out on bail, but I know 2 of them didn't get bailed out. My ex wasn't there, but he was charged with something else. He's over 18 but still got bail, and they ended up dropping the charges on him. It might be my fault. I know it's stupid, but before it happened, I had deleted all of his messages because it was really stressful having them on my phone. My mom keeps pushing for them to get a warrant for the deleted messages, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and honestly if it would even matter. I have a restraining order for all of them though, which is good. There's a lady I'll call Gail, if she's a social worker or actually a cop, but she's been really nice and helpful. She told me that if they don't take plea deals, there will be multiple trials, and I'd have to testify at all of them. I asked her when the trials would be, because the school I am going to is far away, but she said not to worry about that. I just don't want to be at my new life and have to miss classes or something. I also really don't want to testify and hope they take deals, even if it means they won't be punished as much. Like, I know they have rights and there's allegedly still a constitution in America, but the idea of testifying at multiple trials makes me want to die. I've seen videos of people making fun of women who testify too, and I can't handle that, so I really hope they take deals. I guess if they could just combine all of the trials and I only had to testify at one, I would be okay with doing that, but Gail said that's not likely to happen, and not to get my hopes up. She wasn't mean about that or anything, I think she was just being realistic. My mom and stepdad have been really good about everything. My stepdad and I don't know each other that well, but he broke down and apologized and said he blames himself and should have done more. I don't think he should blame himself. I even told him that, but he's been doing nice things for me a lot and making a lot of food that I like without me doing anything in return, so I feel bad. My mom has been really nice and supportive, but I think she's taking all of this harder than I am almost, and that is annoying. She just randomly cries, and it's annoying to me because nothing happened to her. I haven't said anything to her about that though. I don't need her acting like I'm still a kid and cutting up my food for me. I can do that. I haven't talked to my dad. I don't want to. The day before the party I had begged my dad again to say something to one of the guys' dads because they work together, but he left me on red. So I guess I kinda blame him. I know that's wrong, but I don't want to see or hear from him, so I blocked him. I didn't even want him to know what happened. I know the police went to my mom's house to tell her and was kind of hoping that since I was over 18 they wouldn't tell him, but since he was still my emergency contact they did. I fixed that for the future. He's talked to my mom, but she said I don't need to talk to him or even think about him right now. He's sent a bunch of letters to my mom's house, for a week or whatever it was every day, but now it's less often, but I didn't read any and my mom said she'd just set them aside for now. I told her she could throw them away, but I don't think she did. I mean, I am sure he feels bad, but I don't want to hear him apologize or try to comfort me. I wanted his help before all of this and to have tried to stop it from happening, but he didn't do anything. So that's why I blame him and not my mom or stepdad. They at least tried to do something before all of this, even if what they did didn't work. I don't think I will forgive him. I know he's hurting, but I can't worry about his feelings. I know this sounds bad, but I'm not his only kid and he has my brothers too, so I don't feel guilty, I'm not stopping him from being a dad forever to anyone you know? Plus I'm an adult now and I can choose who can or cannot comfort me. I have a therapist now. She's fine. I wish I could have a different one because her voice kind of annoys me. I don't think they let you change therapists because of that though. I actually hate therapy TBH and wish my mom would stop making it a big deal that I go. I don't want to tell her that it is kind of nice being the one in charge of my relationship with my dad and not vice versa. That's probably bad, but it's true. Plus, I kind of have a idgaff attitude lately, and I probably would just say to his face that I blame him and that this is his fault, which I know isn't fair. So not talking to him is the right thing to do. I also had to block my stepmom. She texted my aunt that it's nice just being them and their kids and not having my drama in their house, and it got back to me, so I'm just giving them what they want. I wonder if either of them actually ever really loved or cared about me. Maybe kicking me out when I turned 18 was the plan all along, and that's why he did it over something so stupid? And, again, they have my brothers, so they're not missing out on anything with me, you know? Everyone at school knows, but they've all been nice, not even just my team and friends, but everyone there has been nice, though. Really nice. I don't think they're being fake or anything, but if they are, I told my therapist that was fine because I'd rather them be nice and fake than mean and authentic right now. I was kind of nervous because I'm not popular or anything at school. I'm not a loser or anything but kind of do my own thing. The only other person in my class who's going to my college is this one popular guy, and he promised me he wouldn't tell anyone at our college about this. I know people will probably still find out, but that was nice. He's been talking to me more, even outside of school, like we were on break part of last week, and he still reached out. It kind of feels like he's trying to hype me up for college, which is nice because at first I am kind of thinking about taking a year or something off, but I know I should. I think his parents both went to the school and he's like obsessed with it, so he keeps sending me things going on there. His older sister also goes there and he said he's going to go a week early and stay with her and invited me. I know it's a while away and told him I'd think about it. I don't really want to, but it's one of those things where I feel like even if I don't enjoy it, it would be good for me long term to go and meet people before freshman week starts. So what I'll do about my dad. I was thinking about calling him at Christmas, but maybe I won't. My brothers have told my grandma they want to see me at Christmas, but it might be because I always get them good gifts, lol. Maybe I can go over to their house for a little. Mom and her husband don't do much like decorate or celebrate Christmas, and my dad's side is really festive, so I kind of miss that. I will probably do the more Christmassy things in town with my best friend's family. I know my mom and stepdad would do them if I asked, but maybe I'll just go with her family. So my mom asked me if there was anything my dad could do for me to want to listen to or talk to him, and I told her I'd think about it. Luckily, she's only asked once. So I'm not saying never, I'm just not interested right now. But I'm excited about the future and going to college, and think I'll just focus on that.